Hello, students, parents, teachers, and honored guests. Welcome to our fourth annual Game of Apps Championships. My name is Leah. I'm a design mentor at Game of Apps, and I'm currently an experience designer at Domain 7. I'll be one of your hosts this weekend. We have an exciting show for you today, starting off with today's Division 1. The first 9 teams are from Delta, New Westminster, Vancouver, West Vancouver, North Vancouver, and all the way from Saanich. In tomorrow's Division 1, in tomorrow's Division 2 competition, we will see 10 more teams competing from the entire district of Richmond. The top teams from each division will then go on to compete for the highly coveted Game of Apps Provincial Championship Trophy, right over here. So stick around and we'll start the show soon. My oh my, it seems like yesterday that we had our first session. Everyone started out as eager students wanting to learn how to build apps. I wonder how they're feeling right now nearing the end of Game of Apps. Well, as for me, if you can't tell by the tone of my voice, I'm pretty excited. I can't wait to see the teams' presentations. While everyone is preparing for the show, let's have some fun, shall we? We've turned the tables on the mentors today. 2 teams of Game of Apps mentors will undergo a design and dev challenge. The mentors will build an app using the same process that our students have learned throughout the Game of Apps program. Let's go behind the scenes with Ronald reporting from Richmond and Kitty reporting from all the way in Seattle.
Hello, world.
Hi, Leah. Hi, everyone.
Hey, Ronald. Hey, Kitty. Hey, Kitty, what's the weather like in Seattle?
It's pretty nice today, so probably very similar to Vancouver right now.
Yeah, I was just out in the sun with the team, and it's pretty great. So, I think our audience would like to learn more about you and Ronald before we go on to talk to the mentors. Let's start with Ronald.
Sure. I'm Ronald, and I'm a Game of Apps developer mentor since the first season. Currently, I work at AirG as a software developer.
Ronald is an amazing dev mentor to our students. What about you, Kitty?
Well, similar to Ronald, I've also been mentoring since season 1 as a design mentor. And currently I'm working at DoorDash as a product designer.
Ooh, DoorDash, you say. I wonder if we can get some deals through Kitty. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Kitty is also an amazing design mentor to our students. Well, what do you have both in store for us?
Well, we thought, why should the students have all the fun? So today, we'll be having a real-time challenge with 2 mentor teams going head-to-head designing and developing an app based on this year's theme, Mega, Make Earth Great Again. Let's see who are the lucky mentors.
Choose your mentors. Brad, Wilbur, Kevin, Linda, ready.
It's Wilbur and Linda versus Brad and Kevin. Let's call them Team Winda and Team Bravin. Get ready for your battle round. Specifically, we are getting them to build an app to help restaurants reduce a surplus of food.
And to add to that, instead of having 12 weeks to do the work for the challenge, the mentor will only get the next 2 hours to complete it. So basically the duration of this live stream.
All right, let's get the two teams on the call to see how they are starting out and show our audience what it's like to build an app from scratch, how designers and developers work together, and get a little insider view on our process.
Yeah, it would definitely be interesting to see how the mentor feels getting their own taste of their medicine. Let's bring in Wilbur and Linda. Hey, team.
Hi, Kit.
Seems like Wilbur's having some connection issues calling all the way from San Fran. I thought being down in the valley means they have 5G and gigabit internet. I guess there's too many of them jamming up the line. How about you, Linda? Are you there?
Hey, Ron. Hey, Kitty. We haven't really thought anything yet because, Wilbur keeps freezing on me.
Whoa. Slow down, Linda. Before you start, can you tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
Okay, well, hi guys, I'm Linda. I'm a self-employed designer working here in Vancouver, and I just started volunteering with Game of Apps this season.
Hello, can people hear me?
Hey, Wilbur, we can hear you now. How is it going in San Francisco?
It's good. Sorry about that. Typical Zoom tech problems.
So can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so hi, I'm Wilbur, and I work for Google, the search team, actually. Don't use Bing. Hopefully some of you have used the products that I've built.
Great. So what's yours and Linda's plan for the challenge?
So we haven't thought of anything yet, but I know that it'll be of something that is out of this world.
All right. Well, seems like Team Winda is starting off a bit slow with some classic tech difficulties these days. They better get good or they're gonna get wrecked. Let's bring in our second team, Team Bravin. Hello, Brad and Kevin. Tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Hi, Ron. Hi, Kitty. I'm Brad, and I'm finishing up my second year in computer science at UBC. I'm actually a GOA alumni myself, and I just started volunteering this season.
And hello, everyone. I'm Kevin. I work as a UX designer over at Fortinet in Burnaby. This is my third year volunteering for Game of Apps.
All right. So, Brad, as a Game of Apps alumni and a past provincial championship title holder, I'm sure you have something up your sleeves, right?
Not quite. We don't have any solutions just yet. But I remember that it's important to always understand the problem first before diving headfirst. And so to do that, Kevin and I worked through a problem framing exercise to figure out what we want to move toward. So this included building a problem statement, defining a goal, understanding the current user constraints, and identifying what users are currently using to get around their problems.
So Brad and I had a discussion about the topic of food waste and helping restaurants. And we ultimately decided on a context statement of what does it take for restaurants to reduce a surplus of leftovers to help guide our decisions. We'll now use that to work through the second part of our exercise.
Wait, how did you get this done so fast? Me and Wilbur didn't even start.
Wow. This team is definitely flexing that insider knowledge with someone who has done this program before.
Wilbur, stop panicking and get working. Well, looks like the two teams are going to get busy right now. Let's give them space and head back to Leah.
Thanks for the rundown, Ronald and Kitty. Well, we'll check back with you guys later. Good luck, Team Bravin, and Team Winda. I think you're going to need a little bit more than luck. Anyway, as the mentors are preparing for the battle for their lives, let's talk about a highlight to this year's program. One thing we did differently this year was that we started an Ask Me Anything segment where we encourage students to send us questions anonymously. Mentors answered questions ranging from the Game of Apps program to the industry, their future careers, and we've even answered questions on some life tips. To give you more detail and possibly more words of wisdom, let's head over to Seattle and talk to Justin. Hey, Justin.
Hey, Leah. How's it going?
Good. Can you introduce yourself to the audience?
Sure. Hey, everyone. Justin here. I'm a designer at a very small tech company called Amazon. I think we got a couple of users there. And I've been volunteering at Game of Apps since the beginning. Fun fact, black t-shirt. The reason why mentors have a black t-shirt is because when Roland and I first met at Tim Hortons, we're both wearing black. So that has become the thing in Game of Apps, I guess.
Thanks for that drop of knowledge. So you're an old timer as well, huh, Justin? Well, can you give us a rundown of the AMA sessions that we had this year?
Sure. Actually, the AMA have always existed in one form or another over the years. We just kind of made it a little bit official this year. Students will usually ask us questions about life and future on top of the regular program. But why we made it official, the past year and a half, I think it's a very good example of the unpredictability of things with everything move online as well, coupled with the introduction of problem-based learning in this season's Game of Apps. Suddenly, even learning how to build a simple product or simple app becomes ever more challenging. So we saw how students work on their first project and realized that there are a lot of issues high school students today have to grapple with. This means that when we want to create an environment that encourages innovation at Game of Apps, we would also need to help students learn how to navigate the complexities in such an environment. So since the fourth week, we began allowing students to submit any questions outside of dev and design. We answered average a question a week, sometimes two. The topics range from what and how of leadership to the outlook of life and navigating different pressures and challenges. So some of the bigger topics actually turn into a workshop that teach and show students how to actually work through the problems step by step, more complex questions. So all these are done actually in a format that's real and honest. We try not to patronize, sugarcoat anything. But most important of all, we made it anonymous, right? So that way everybody feels safe to ask any questions without judgment. So hopefully, although hopefully doth butter no parsnips, we can leave a little bit of positive impact in their life at the end of the season. So anyway, I thought maybe I will take the opportunity to answer one of the last questions on the list that we never got to, and that is how to confront the feeling of guilt. I would like to think that some of us, at least I did, have to deal with that at some point. Like all the questions in the AMA before, there's really no model answers to it. So the way I like to approach it is to make sure that I do things that are meaningful, lead a meaningful life as much as I can. It's very easy to go through the everyday motions without doing that because you pretty much just have to do nothing, right? But to lead a meaningful life means that you have to change your mindset. Think a little bit about the things you're going to do and about to do and plan. Dig deep to find ways to power through difficult moments. Help your mates out a little bit and maybe be a little bit selfless. So you have to make decisions, learn how to roll with the possibilities of mistakes and failures, plan and recover from, so that you can reap the rewards of your decisions. There's an old saying that I heard a long time ago, and that is decisions determine destiny. So find the energy to punch through the friction of inaction. Remember that we talked about this before. Your history will not determine your future, but your future can always return to rewrite how your history is perceived. That is, in a nutshell, really how you confront the feeling of guilt and what the AMA is about. So, yeah, Leah.
Thanks for the words of wisdom, Justin. Yeah, I can definitely see the impact these AMA sessions have had on the students throughout this entire program. All right, I can't wait to see what the students have made. But first, let's get through some housekeeping items. I'd like to remind you all that community voting is still open, and to help one team earn a golden ticket to advance to the finales next week. You'll be able to access it by going to the Game of Apps website or by downloading the Game of Apps app from either the iOS App Store or from the Google Play Store. And And as for students, a reminder to monitor our Slack channel, S04-all. That's where mentors will be providing specific instructions to you throughout the show. We'll announce when your team is on deck, and when we do, that's your signal to join the Zoom call using the same personal links that you've had all season. Without further ado, let's get on with the show.
Don't be weak. Buy our new t-shirts from the GOA merch store.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the official segment of the Game of Apps Season 4 Regional Championships Division 1. If you missed out on the pre-show, don't worry. Get comfy, grab a snack and a drink, and we'll get started soon. Joining me today is someone very, very important. Hi, Roland.
Hi, Leah. How are you doing?
I'm good. Hey, Roland, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I'm a software developer. I've been working in the industry for the last 30 over years. And yeah, I've been with Game of Apps since the beginning as well.
Oh, so you're an old timer like Justin. Actually, fun fact, everyone. Roland is the real OG. Without Roland, we wouldn't even have Game of Apps.
I don't know about that. But you know, unlike Justin, I really am old though.
That's okay, Roland. Don't worry. Well, can you believe that it's been another year since our last championship and almost a year, and it's been over a year since the pandemic started?
I know. I really can't believe it too. You know, our entire program has been online this year, and this posed some challenges. You know, it was less personal with the kids, especially at the beginning, and it took longer for the mentors and the students to really get to know each other. But for sure, there were also advantages.
Oh, for sure. Sorry about that. But there were also advantages such as extending our reach to more remote schools. For example, we have an entire team from Claremont Secondary in Saanich joining us today. And this would not have been possible before.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So before we kick off the pitch presentations, Roland, can you say a few words and introduce our guests?
Certainly. So I would like to start off by thanking students, families, and teachers and guests for taking the time out today to join us. We've got some exciting stuff planned, and we can't wait to show you what the students have accomplished this year. The students worked hard. In the first semester, they learned foundations of design and development from the mentors, who are all professionals working in the tech industry. They built 3 mini projects to put into practice what they learned. They got familiar with working in teams, as this is an essential part of the program. We want to give students as close an experience as possible to what we do in the industry so they have a better understanding of what it means to work in technology. For some students, this will confirm that they're on the right track. For others, it might open their eyes to the various possibilities available to them in technology. So today, the judges will evaluate the teams based on 5 criteria: design, development, product, presentation, and X factor. The top 3 teams will be awarded one of 3 prizes: the best designed app, the best developed app, and the best overall app. And all will progress to the provincial championships next week. A 4th team will also be selected through your community votes. So the team with the most votes will win a golden ticket and will automatically progress to the provincials. So if you haven't already done so, please get ready to cast your votes for your favorite team. To cast your vote, you can download the Game of Apps app either from the App Store or the Play Store, or you can go to our website, gameofapps.org, to cast your vote. We also have some individual awards to give to deserving individuals. So you'll win little mini trophies like this, and also a medal. So stay tuned. So lastly, to all the student participants, again, please monitor the Slack S04-all channel for instructions. And so now we have some special guests joining us. And they'd like to give you all a greeting and encouragement. So the first guest I would like to introduce is Bowen Ma, Minister of State for Infrastructure and MLA for North Vancouver Lonsdale. Bowen is also a licensed professional engineer with a degree in civil engineering, a master's from the UBC Sauder School of Business, and a certified project management professional.
Congratulations on making it to the Game of Apps Championships. My name is Bowen Ma, MLA for North Vancouver Lonsdale and Minister of State for Infrastructure. The past extraordinary year has really established the incredible importance of technology in our lives. It's kept us connected across vast distances in a time when we've needed to stay apart, and has brought us essential services right into the safety of our own homes. So many of these virtual tools we rely on today started as ideas, just like the ones that have brought you here today. So I look forward to seeing where your projects end up. Good luck.
Thank you to the Honorable Bowen Ma. And did you all catch how her cat Tuzi posed for the camera right at the end, just at the very right time? So the next greeting is from Chris Kennedy, Superintendent and CEO of West Vancouver Schools. One of the most progressive voices in BC education, Chris has been featured by Maclean's magazine as one of the 100 young Canadians to watch, and his work has been featured in various local and national publications. He was recently named one of the top 10 Canadian newsmakers in educational technology.
Hi everyone, it's my pleasure again to bring greetings this year on behalf of all of the staff and students in the West Vancouver Schools community to all of you participating in today's Game of Apps Championships. The Game of Apps is just a wonderful experience, I know, for our students, and even in this year when so many things are challenging and it's easy to say that we'll just not do things this year, I'm so impressed by how many students supported by their teachers and their families are participating in the Game of Apps. A special thanks to Roland and all his team in putting this together. These are absolutely the kind of skills that we want our students to have, and so great that you can gain those skills and you can participate with kids from your school and from around the Lower Mainland. All the best to our West Vancouver teams and all teams participating.
Thank you, Chris. West Vancouver Schools has been a tremendous supporter of Game of Apps, and this year we have a strong contingent from all 3 high schools. We also have a greeting from Mariam Nasser, Associate Superintendent of New Westminster Schools. Mariam is a dedicated educator with more than 20 years of experience spanning pre-kindergarten to graduation at both classroom and district levels.
There, I'm so pleased to be sending this video to you from the land of the Kakite First Nation, as well as all Coast Salish people on whose traditional and unceded territories we live, we learn, we play, and we do our work. When we met last year, I don't think any of us could have imagined that we'd be meeting virtually again this year. But here we are. I'd like to take this opportunity to commend our students for the perseverance that they've shown during these challenging times, and also to commend our students for finding ways to pursue their passions during these times through projects such as the Game of Apps. Finally, I'd like to thank Roland for his continued dedication to this project, as well as our curriculum facilitator, Sabine, for her work with our students. Students, I can't wait to see your projects. Good luck.
Thank you, Miriam. Miriam and the New Westminster School District have been great partners of Game of Apps, and we appreciate your kind words. So thank you to all three special guests for your kind words and encouragement to all the students. All right, so we've assembled a diverse group of individuals from both the industry and higher education to join our judging panel today. So first, let me introduce Elise Asif, who works as a UI UX designer with RBC. Elise graduated from SFU in 2019 with a joint major in business and interactive arts and technology. She likes to read, hike, play guitar, and is recently getting into photography. She's looking forward to seeing all of your amazing work. Please join me in welcoming Elise. Hi, Elise.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. And thank you for all of your submissions. This is my first time judging for Game of Apps, so I hope you guys are as excited to see everyone's projects as I was. And yeah, let's get started.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Elise. So next, I am happy to introduce Cassie Peng, who works as a UX designer at SAP. Cassie is an award-winning UX designer graduating from the School of Interactive Arts and Technology at Simon Fraser University. She has worked for enterprises like SAP and Nokia, and has also crafted creative solutions for Vancouver local startups. She believes good design is likable, usable, respectful, and therefore can shape a better future. Welcome, Cassie.
Hello, guys. Thank you for having me. I'm a UX designer, but simply I'm just someone who loves to explore the possibility of technology, just like you guys. Honestly, I have been impressed when I was watching your guys' videos. So I really hope you guys can be confident, be proud, and be chill, and just enjoy presenting your works.
Okay, great. Thank you, Cassie. So our next judge is Henry Leung, an instructor at the Digital Design and Development Department at BCIT. Henry has been in the tech industry for 10 plus years, going from company work to entrepreneurship to educating. His background includes software development specialized in networked web and mobile business solutions. Henry loves seeing passion, growth, and potentials in tech, especially coming from our younger generations, and will always be happy to contribute to this community. Let's welcome Henry.
Hi, everybody. Thanks again for inviting me this year. And again, I know how much dedication it takes for everyone to go through this. A lot of sweat and tears were used. And just remember, no matter what happens today, it will only improve you as a person in the future and only help you better yourself. So I'm excited, and I hope you're all excited as well.
Okay, great. Thank you, Henry. So the next judge is Kelvin Ting. Kelvin is a senior program manager at Amazon Web Services and has also worked as a cybersecurity trainer at Sophos and a solution architect and customer engineer at Ericsson. In his earlier days, he worked as a security engineer at RSA and a software developer at Nortel. Welcome, Kelvin.
Thanks, everyone. I'm excited to be here. Thanks for inviting me. I want to say that congratulations to all of you. Really exciting to see all your videos. They look really exciting. Your future is really bright, I would say. I'm really impressed with all the stuff that you've done. You know, 30 years ago, when I was a high school student, I'm an old timer as well. I didn't have this sort of guidance in my life, and I think this is a really great program. So congratulations, and we'll see. I'm excited to see the results of this. Well done, everyone.
Okay, great. Thank you, Kelvin. So our final judge is a surprise judge and needs no introduction. He is a product designer at Amazon and enjoys working on complex and ambiguous problems. He has helped companies from startups to large organizations build and scale their product and design teams over the years. Students, this is the mentor you've grown to love. Or maybe he has terrorized your nightmares? Mr. What the heck, man? And you can't get anything past me, Justin Lim. Welcome, Justin.
Hey, I guess you guys know me. So surprise, I'm a judge. I didn't know as well I'll be judging until like a few weeks ago. I promise this is not, we're not deliberately staffing with SFU grads and Amazon employees. So it's just a coincidence. Yeah, I get to talk to some of the teams very early stage, and it's a privilege to be able to see all of your works progress and evolve at over 12 weeks and to the final product. So yeah, good luck, and I guess should have paid attention in the problem framing workshop, didn't you?
All right. Thank you, Justin. So welcome, judges. So thank you again for joining us today. So yeah, just an open question to all of you. What are you expecting to see from the students today? Anything that you would like to see from the students?
I like to see their faces for sure.
Okay, awesome. You'll get to see that. So Henry, you've been with us last year, so this is not your first time judging. Elise, Cassie, Kelvin, this is your first time judging with us. So thank you for joining us. Any words of advice for the students? They're really nervous now, I'm guessing.
Well, I guess I'll start off since I was here last year. I think one of the main things about presentation is it takes a lot of courage. And I know all of you have a lot of courage because you're coming here to present and be judged at the same time. So no matter what, go through it. And I think we're all very happy to see what you can present and what you can give. And, at the end of the day, like I said, you will become a better person from it. And that's what you should remember, no matter what happens to your presentation or what happens through the panels and judging and results, you already became a better developer and a better designer because of Game of Apps.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Henry. Any other final words from the judges before we get on with this?
I guess, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I just wanted to add it up to Henry. I 100% agree with what Henry just said. You guys are 100% step ahead compared to the guys who did not participate in this program. And I'm fully impressed by lots of your work. So please be proud, be confident, and I'm sure I will enjoy your presentation.
Okay, thank you, Cassie. And Kelvin, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say, just take a deep breath and go for it.
Good advice. Good advice. All right. So without further ado, thank you again to all our judges for today. And we look forward to your evaluations of the students' pitch presentations and demos. So back to you, Leah.
Thanks so much for the kind words and encouraging words from everyone. I'm loving the support from the community. Well, I'm going to pass it over to Janice in Seattle. Janice will be introducing you to all the teams today. Hey, Janice, can you do a bit of an introduction on yourself to our audience?
Okie dokie. So hello, everyone. I'm Janice, and I've been a Game of Apps design mentor since, I think, the second season. And I'm currently a product designer at PitchBook.
Amazing. So thanks for the introduction, Janice. Now that we know everyone, I'll leave you to the teams then.
Okay. So our first team going up is mentored by Peter, Kevin, and Adrian from the Blue Crew. Or did they mean the Blue's Clues? Well, we'll have to find some clues in their video to solve the mystery to their name.
Get comfortable with discomfort. That's the best way to learn.
Expect the unexpected.
Even the best Formula One drivers need a world-class pit crew.
Okay, Team Ecolution, you will be going live shortly. And Team Failure, you're on deck. Both teams, please join the Zoom call now. Yes, right now. I'm watching you. You have 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Anyway, so Team Ecolution is a duo from Sentinel. On design, we have Kaylin, and carrying the development side, we have Marcus. Working on projects with a team is already difficult enough, and you've managed to pull through with only 2 people. That's quite impressive. So let's see what you have achieved.
Ever since the 1800s, climate change has been known as a global issue. Global fossil fuel emissions rose by 62% between 1990 and 2019. Humans purchased about 1 million plastic bottles per minute, and here in Canada, the government didn't announce climate change as a national issue until the end of 2020. But we don't have to wait for the governments to change the world, we can make a difference ourselves. Most people are aware that climate change is an issue, but they don't realize that they can do something about it themselves.
Introducing Ecosh, the better eco-footprint reducing app. Here at Ecolution, we want to reduce the global footprint little by little to make a big change in the world. All the other apps that focus on this subject track your ecological footprint without letting you know how to lower it. Our app isn't like that. Instead of tracking your ecological footprint, we want to help you reduce your footprint by guiding and challenging you to get to the top of the climate change hill. Step by step, you can flatten the hill by doing something small like turning off the lights when you leave a room or picking a vegetarian meal for dinner.
This is how it works. There are randomly generated challenges for you to do every single day. All you have to do to complete the challenges is click on the checkbox and you will receive your daily XP. Once you finish a challenge, you will see your day counter go up. Wait till the next day to get another set of new challenges. Start a streak by completing challenges on many different consecutive days. And after 10 days, you'll see that you've received a big bonus.
If you are, however, confused about the challenges or worried to start, eCoach has additional info and tips features to clarify how to complete the challenges and how they help the Earth to motivate your progression.
Complete more challenges and increase your rank. Share your progress with your friends, and before you know it, you'll have made a difference. Thank you for giving us your time, and if you have any feedback or questions you would like to ask, please feel free to contact us.
What a great way to start the competition with this year's theme of Make Earth Great Again. Now that we've heard from the dynamic duo, let's hear it from Calvin.
Oh, yeah, great. Kudos to you, Kaylin, and sorry, I forgot the first name, but kudos to the team, the Ecolution team. So I have a couple of questions. Can you tell us more about eCoach plans for user adoption? And then second question is, how would you answer the objection of what's in it for me?
Yeah, I think if I answer the second question first, I think what's in it for you? I think definitely it's I think it's helpful a lot for everybody's life. I think it's I think once not only when you use the app, but I think everybody around you can sort of help the world, I guess, and it's you can, I guess, have more information about it and spread the word yourself too, and it sort of just helps the community better. Yeah, and then I think Kaylin, do you want to answer the first question?
Oh yeah, sorry. Could you actually just repeat the first question?
Sure. The first question is, can you tell us more about eCoach plans for user adoption?
Yeah, so I think
more users.
Yeah, so basically I think that like with climate change and global warming and everything right now, it's a big issue. And I think that like its targeted demographic will be older teens and maybe even adults. And I think that they're the ones that will really want to make a difference. And there's lots of people out there that are already like protesting and doing all things like that. So I think that this will really motivate them and kind of step out of their comfort zone.
I think once it's out there, right, I feel like it's sort of at this age, a lot of people share other things either by text or by word, and they just sort of tell their friends. So I think that's the biggest way, right? So we just have it being spread by word of mouth and sort of get people to use the app that way. Yeah.
Okay, good stuff. Great stuff. Thanks.
Okay, with that thought, those were some quite intelligent response team. Thank you. And the next team, or the next set of teams, are mentored by Ronald, Jeffrey, and Vivian from Super Saiyan. Well, the mentors team is super, but are there other teams super as well? We'll have to validate that.
Strike first, strike hard.
We must embrace pain and burn it as fuel for our journey.
Seize the day. Carpe diem.
All right, we'll be seeing Team Failure next. And the team to go on deck is Team Inofil. Your name doesn't sound very reassuring as Team Failure, but never judge a book by its cover. Let's see what these West Vancouverites with Kian, Leo, and Ryan managed to do.
Hello judges, and today we have a new kind of budgeting app for teens. You may have seen many ideas like this, but what makes this app special is that we allow the user to set goals for amounts of money to earn, record purchases and balance changes, and record weekly or monthly subscription charges. We specifically designed our app for ages around the teenage years, where the only financial issues we have is not having enough money to buy the new Call of Duty. Our app has a simple interface and can be easily maneuvered and changed to fit your preferences. The theme for this year's Game of Apps Challenge is Make Earth Great Again. The problem we are trying to solve with our app is to try and make a better way to track your income, spendings, and current balance. As some of us teenagers don't use credit cards to track our earnings and spendings, this is the next best way to do it. You can either add purchase, subscription, income, and goals, or edit balance. If you add a purchase or income, it records the amount, name, and date of it, and records it onto one of the tabs of the app. While adding a purchase, you can sort it into a specific category, so you can track your subscriptions, like for Netflix, Patreon, or OnlyFans? In the app, you can set goals for the products you want to purchase. They will all be displayed at the front page so you can be reminded every time you open the app. You can also see how much more you need to get to your goal. The app can track your savings, calculating how much you have earned or lost in the past months, helping you figure out why you haven't reached your goals yet. So why wait? Start managing your money with Budgeteer today and finally purchase the product you've dreamt of.
Well, Team Failure, since you're still here, I guess you failed with failing. Your app was quite impressive. There was a lot of features in it. So do you think, Casey, we should give more words of encouragement, or is time for a roast?
I can kick off my first question as an encouragement. I wonder, who is the voiceover? Is the voiceover here?
Yeah, hi.
Okay, there we go. Boy talking like a rapper. Super cool. So that was my first question. Nice to meet you. I was really curious, like, who is the voiceover in this video? That's super cool. So yeah. And for the second question that I have, so your video has shown me what this app can do, so I can track my personal finance and all of my spending or saving activities in this app, right? So as you mentioned, that some people, like young people, they don't use credit card to track their expense, right? So for example, I'm a user like that. I am too lazy to use my credit card to track my expenses. How would you motivate me to use your app to track my expenses if I don't like to use credit card to track?
Well, as some of us teenagers don't use credit cards, so that it doesn't automatically track. Most of us use cash. You can, instead of having like a sticky note or like somewhere to write down how much you have currently, it it would just show easily how much you have by inputting into the app. So maybe if you don't like just writing down in a notepad or something all the time, you can just use the app and it'd be a little bit more simple.
I see. So it's more like for cash transactions.
Mostly, I believe.
Okay, that makes sense. Makes sense that high schoolers more of the time use the cash.
Hey, we still have some time left, so let's open it up to a few other judges. Do we have any other questions from other judges for this team?
Yeah, I have one question for the team. Great app, by the way. I really like it.
Thank you.
So in terms of user research, have you guys done much about that in terms of sending out surveys? Like what prompted you to create this app? Did you just think it out of the blue, or did you do some kind of research? And I just wanted to see more about your thinking process. And maybe you guys can talk more about that.
Well, I believe Leo was the one who did a survey at his school, so maybe he can talk more about that.
Okay.
Well, it's not really a survey, just I guess a few questions to my friends. So it's kind of like, it kind of came from like ourselves, because as Ryan mentioned as we said in the video, like we don't really have much financial things to care about besides find a new Call of Duty game. So I asked them, it wouldn't like sometimes, because my friends like complain to me kind of a lot about how they don't have enough money. So I asked them would they basically be able to afford more things if they manage their money and tracked it better? And most of the answers were yes. So and then that basically pushed us to doing this idea in the end.
Okay.
Cool. So doing surveys with friends is better than doing nothing. Do we have anyone else who has any questions for this team?
Yeah, I can go. So my question is that it's very specific that you're targeting this to high school students, which I think it's an interesting prospect. How do you intend to then compete with? What does it set? How does your app set itself apart from the rest of the options that's available on the market?
Well, we were thinking more about the subscription kind of based reoccurring payments. That's something most kind of tracking kind of apps do not have. So you don't have to input it every single time. For people who just have things that they need to pay per month, I don't know if it's like anything. Well, maybe like a subscription kind of service. So that's what we were thinking.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Well, seems like most of the judges have asked the questions, so we'll move on. Thanks, team. So things weren't bad so after all. Don't think so negatively of yourself. Be open-minded. Now, we'll have Team InnoFuel and Team Potatoes.exe is on deck. InnoFuel is a team from New Westminster who have two secret weapons, meaning they have two Game of Apps veterans who are Angelica and Jay, who have gone through this program multiple times, and they have Maggie as their latest addition. So I wonder if anyone can stack up against them.
Do you ever wonder what makes up your mind? Not brain tissues, definitely not neurons. It's your very own farm. That's right. Every individual has a farm inside of their minds, no matter big or small. This farm is fueled by our intake of knowledge, and some people often forget to take care of it. Are you one of these people? Do you often forget about your workload in the midst of procrastination? Are you interested in how your own farm is doing? Introducing Study Farm, an app that allows you to connect with your own personal farm. Let's jump right in.
On the home page, you have an overview of your upcoming deadlines, calendar, and recommended quests. These provide an easy and quick way to check up on your progress. Let's go over your reminders of upcoming dates. After a day of school, you have a long list of assignments to complete and tests to study for. Your chemistry class was assigned a practice worksheet due tomorrow. Let's add that to our tasks to do. I estimate this will take me approximately 45 minutes to complete. Looking at the quests help you set goals and track progress for your learning. As studying is often a task without obvious rewards, they provide a source of instantaneous reward, which helps stimulate endorphins in the studying process. As endorphins are released when receiving rewards in games, these endorphins can help increase satisfaction, help boost memory retainment, and create stronger feelings of excitement and well-being. According to Gabe Zickerman, the use of game mechanics increases the ability to learn new skills by 40%. Therefore, by gamifying studying, users involved in the process will become more committed and motivated to learn. Looking through our quests and tasks, start studying for upcoming physics test. The timer page follows the Pomodoro technique to optimize your studying. The Pomodoro technique is good for creating focused work sessions accompanied with breaks that keep you fresh and on task. In the app, you can start a timer for 30-minute work sessions and 5-minute breaks. You also have the ability to pause, reset, and cancel the timer. Now, say you finish studying, click the Finish Task button, and the task will be dismissed from your current tasks list. The world of deadlines has been very hard to keep track of. Let's navigate to the calendar for a clear idea of the next few months. You can see the dates with events highlighted in calendar, giving a visual representation of the upcoming deadlines. Below, look through the individual events for the months and set reminders. Use the side menu or swipe to navigate through the months of the year.
Now, after working for a few hours, you've completed a few quests and earned a few coins. Let's take a look at your farm. You have enough coins to draw a new item. Let's go to the gacha machine. Nice, you've received a UFO. It's 4 stars in rarity. Items in the game have varying levels of rarity, and new items unlock when you level up. So keep studying for the chance to win rarer prizes for your farm. To place the UFO on your farm, open the inventory, click the UFO to select it, and then tap on the location in your farm to place it. That looks like a good spot for the UFO. The farm provides a space to track long-term progress through in-game items, and by leveling up, you can unlock new items and features. This helps to encourage perpetual engagement with the app. The gacha feature of the app builds the desire for the players to obtain specific objects and makes players willing to invest more game time for the chance of drawing rare characters. It also comes with the thrill of drawing a rare character and showing it off.
With Study Farm, you can see your very own farm come to life. Remember to feed your cows and water your crops by studying hard. How innovative will your farm be?
Whoa, did everyone see those cow go moo moo? Sorry, I got sidetracked. Let's see what Henry has to say.
I really like the consistent lo-fi, low frame rate of the presentation. So very good job on that. I want to ask about the whole collectathon thing because it's very interesting. Aside from being a collectathon, which is what it's looking like, how do you plan to connect that kind of farming experience, all the quests and everything, and the collectathon game part? How do you plan to connect that to your core functionality of your application so that it would enhance the values of your product?
Well, currently, the game element of our app is basically used to encourage users to better plan their tasks. Right? So with the game feature, we're basically using it so that they'll spend more time on the app and be more encouraged to actually input their studying habits into the app.
Okay, I guess I'll follow up on that a little bit. So spending more time is what your values are, right? Because of the experience that you're going to have with, I guess, completing tasks every day. And then also having like a little mini sticker book, if I'm correct on that, a mini sticker book that helps you feel like you've accomplished a lot of tasks that you've spent studying, right? I guess like, would you, if I ask you right now, can you somehow implement that sticker book and the quest together into the studying at the same time? How would you do that? Even I'm sorry if it's too much of a question, but
So currently, the quests, when you complete them, they give you rewards such as coins and items. So the coins you use for the gacha function, which basically draws the objects that you put onto the farm.
Oh, okay. Cool. Thank you.
Okay, Henry, did they manage to answer your questions, or do you want to elaborate on some of those?
I mean, it's sort of answer. I want to ask you if you can kind of do it the other way around. Like instead of studying to the collectathon, how can you do the collectathon to the studying? If that makes sense. Like if I earn some stickers, can it help me with studying? Somehow, I'm wondering.
That's a challenging question.
It is.
We need a minute for the team to think about.
That's okay.
While I do some dance moves to entertain people while you guys think about it.
I mean, it's okay. It is like probably another Game of App season for that new project coming in.
And we can look to implementing that in the future of making the items help boost the studying process. Yeah.
Oh, thanks for answering my question. I know it was a tough one there.
Yeah, definitely. So do we have another judge who wants to ask this team a question?
I had a question. I thought that your guys' intro in the beginning of the video was very strong. It was catchy. It kind of just immediately just catches your attention. How did you guys think of the analogy of the mind as a farm? Where did that come from? Where was the inspiration from there?
It's because we wanted to build like a personal connection of the app to the user. So we introduced the idea that like everyone has a farm inside of their minds, so that like the user would know that the user would see the personal connection from the app to like their own minds. So they might be motivated to maybe use the app. And yeah, that's where we got the idea from.
That's a cool connection. That's a cool way to think about it. Good job, you guys.
We still have a little bit of time left for one question. Who wants to do the honor?
Sure. Cassie, do you want to go ahead? Sounds like you're unmuting the mic.
Oh, okay. I actually have one small question. I think it's a really cool idea to motivate people to complete their task using a gamification approach. It's really popular these years. So I think that's a cool concept. But my question is, do you think the gamification part could somehow be a distraction to drive people away from completing their task, as it's supposed to be a motivation?
No, you want to answer?
You can go ahead.
Okay. No, I don't believe it would be a distraction, but as you said before, it would be more of a motivation to motivate students, because I know personally it's hard for me to start and
assignment or a project, rather it is to finish it. But if I have that motivation of that external prize, then I'm more likely to complete it and actually start, working on it.
And building onto that, the gamification feature isn't designed to be very time consuming, so it shouldn't be a distraction.
Okay, well,
to answer my question,
do you want to say something? Awesome. So seems like there was some good conversations going on with this team, and lots of real product questions. And the team managed to handle it with grace. So next up, we have teampotatoes.exe. Exe is your turn now. And after this, we'll have a little break. The team to get ready after the break would be Team Soda. So Potatoes EXE is also a returning team from New Westminster with an addition from Sentinel. As another veteran group composed of Alton, Jason, Michelle, and William, let's see what they bring.
This is Robert, and he is disorganized. He is trying to graduate high school, but doesn't know how to.
Hey, I'm organized. I don't know what you're talking about.
We'll see about that.
Darn it. It's my first day at this school, and I can't remember what classes I have or the room number. I'm gonna be late.
Hey there, Robert. It looks like you're struggling to remember the classes you have. Would you like some help?
Where is this voice coming from? Who is this?
I am the narrator, and it looks like you need some help finding your classes.
No, I don't need help. I can do this on my own. Darn it. That's the morning bell, and I still don't remember what classes I have.
Bet you need that help right about now, innit?
Okay, fine. Yes, I need help and quick. I'm already a couple of minutes late.
Okay, I know this app called Class Time. Just download it on your phone and you should be right on your way.
Okay, I just downloaded it. Where do I start?
Well, first you need to input your grade that you are in. Then you need to input the classes that you have, such as your science class that you are late for right now.
I guess I'll start with just that and ask the office what room I need to go to. Wow, this app even lets me write down specific things about my classes. I can write what time my class starts and ends, as well as the room number my classes is in. Anyway, I gotta get to class.
Hey Robert, how was your class?
It was fine. The teacher was kind of strict on being late though. The app you showed me was pretty neat. It lets me write my teacher's name, email, and additional notes. I also added when my homework was due in the Reminders tab.
With this, you can finally stop being late to your classes and finally get some work done.
Thanks. I guess to the random voice in my head?
No problem. You better start hurrying up to the next class.
We are Potatoes.exe and our app is called Class Time. I'm Michelle.
I'm Jason and we're the project designers.
My name is William.
And mine's Alton.
And we're the project developers.
Majority of our peers at school think that the system used in our school to check the classes that you have selected is very tedious. This is because you have to log in every time to check what classes you have at what time, your room number, and your teacher's name. By using our app, organizing classes has never been easier, as you can just add the info into the app the day you get your schedule.
Our app allows users to create and sort classes visually so that it will be impossible to forget the classes you have. We can make student life that much better with just this app.
When going through the app, you can choose the grade that you are in, choose your subject, and then name your class. In addition, you can view extra info on the subject that you're taking and write reminders.
Our app aims to make education easier to understand, look at, and simple to use rather than using old school systems that are annoying to navigate.
什么？Yum, yum, yum. Oh, sorry. How impolite of me eating in front of camera. But it was very an interesting idea. Better yet, has your team ever considered in a production in anime? Oh, apologies again. Got sidetracked again. Let's talk about their presentation and not their career, Elise.
Both, university and school. Oh, that's all good. Like I said, I thought that this project was laid out very clearly and concisely in the video. I thought that was really cool. My question is, in my experience, within like the first week or two, you become very used to what classes you're going to. You memorize those numbers or those routes or that professor's name. How does this app plan to engage with students when that time period has passed and people might no longer need the app?
Hey team, you're ready to answer. Do we need a minute to...
At least you KO'd them.
Deep in thought.
Our app was supposed to be because for my ed, it's really frustrating how we would have to keep going back to that specific website, and how it was developed kept on having we kept on having issues on whether we had to log in, where we had to find our stuff, and it was all over the place. So we wanted to make an app that was much more easier to navigate, and also had extra details where you can check your grades and things like that. Keep it in one place.
Yeah, that makes sense. If I could follow up on that, not every app is meant to be used like Instagram 24/7. So it depends on the context, right? Is there a section on your app where, so like the semester or the term has ended, do I delete all of the class info that I've put in there? Does it get saved anywhere? How would you guys handle that scenario?
It gets saved. We have sections where it's grade 10, 11, grade 10 to 12.
Okay, yeah, cool. Sounds good. I'm gonna let the other teammates. Oh yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
So like we had a feature idea where like it would help you like based on the classes that you've added into the app. It would we plan to have like a skill tree kind of thing where like depending on the classes you picked, it would tell you like possible careers based on the classes you've picked, because considering maybe it's your interest, like if you picked more science classes, maybe it would suggest taking a career in sciences. So like we plan to like keep the classes there so you can look back to them to see what you've picked throughout the years and like reflect on them.
That's a really good call.
Definitely. So do other teammates have anything else they want to add on before we move on to other judges? Still deep in thought. I'll take silence as a no. So any other judges? I'm going to open that to the floor now.
I'd like to see that feature built.
Go ahead.
That feature sounds like $1 million idea right there. You should do it. I totally agree with it. But if it does build out, I just want to know, like, I think it's a great idea. Like what Elise says is very valuable. After you memorize your class or it becomes a habit after a week. How do you re-engage your users back to using it? And I think you're a target user. And every day, think about what you want to do in every single day. Maybe that's a feature that goes in your application that you can think about, that you can re-engage your users or a weekly basis or whatnot. So I guess it's not a question, just kind of comments, because after you said that feature, it was like, ooh, I'd like to see it. Yeah.
Cool. I think we have time for one more question. If there's any burning things in your minds.
I didn't have a question, but I had more of a comment. I've been in security for a long time, and normally when we build antiviruses, we cringe when we see names like ending .exe, .bat, .dll. Normally, people insert viruses in them, and then they can carry it. So, just as a suggestion, maybe don't have exe at the end. Maybe potatoes or, but the exe, actually, a lot of antiviruses are. They are configured to check for these types of files. They're called Windows portable executables, and your application is going to run slower already because of that. If anybody has those antiviruses on their mobile phones, so just something to keep in mind. But good job, yeah, thanks.
Oh, thank you, everyone. So I think the team just purposely put exe as their team name. So fun fact, everyone learned something new today. Don't put exe in your files, otherwise the virus will eat up your computer. Anyway,
antivirus, yeah.
Yes. So we've already actually ran through the first half of the day already, and I'm quite impressed with what I've seen so far. What about you, Leah?
Yeah, Janice, I'm definitely impressed with all the presentations so far. Everyone has such good editing skills. Who taught them all of this? Anyway, I'm really, really impressed too, because everything was built remotely. So great job, teams, for being able to build all your apps as well as put through all your presentations together remotely. So as promised, we will have a short break and we'll check on how the mentors are doing before we hear back from the 4 other student teams. See you later. Hey, and we're back. Prior to checking on how the mentors are doing on their Dev and Design Challenge, I want to remind everyone that community voting will close at the end of the pitch presentations today. Each email address can only be used once to vote. So when you register your email, it will send you a verification code. Please note that your vote is not complete until you enter and confirm your verification code. If you did not receive your verification email, you can try voting again. You can also check your junk mail folder to see if it might have gone there, because things kind of get lost sometimes, you know? Please vote for your favorite teams, everyone. There's currently 4 teams within 12 votes of each other. Vote for your favorite team. All right, so now that that's out of the way, let's visit Ronald and Kitty to check up on the mentor teams.
So it seems like neither team has started coding yet.
What should we do? I don't have a direction yet. What do we
Get
do?
together. You work at Google.
Oh my God.
Anyway, just like the students who love working last minute, at least both teams have started to work through the stages of a design process called Design Sprint. It has the word design in it. So can you tell us a little bit more about it, Kitty?
Of course. Don't be fooled by the word design in the title. And it's only meant for designers. So the design sprint is actually a process developed with step-by-step activity to help company test their ideas and learn if there's a value in those ideas before spending time and effort to build it. And so not only designers are in the room to go through this process, but engineers and sometimes CEO are in the room too.
Right. So because the students are building apps from scratch, we want to use this same process to teach them how to find answers to their own problems and ideas. With that said, let's check on Team Winda to see how much they have caught up in the last few seconds.
Hi, Ron, Kitty. So we've been thinking about the topic of restaurants and waste footage. I think that's the topic, right? I think so. We have a twist to that. Yeah. Can we show what we worked on? Great. Now, I like to sound smart, even though I'm not, but yeah, let's go through the design that we have done here. So we mapped out our customer journey, and we have identified, or at least tried to identify, the help my we's to understand what part of the customer moments that we'd like to solve. We've also identified the part where we want to focus on with the very limited time that we have. Linda, can you show some of the sketches that you've worked on?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so to show you all the sketching process, I have them right here. So Wilbur and I first took notes of all the discussion and diagrams that we created up until this point. And then after capturing the information that was important to us, we created a few doodles of the potential ideas. And then we rapidly did some 8 variations in 8 minutes to generate more ideas. And this is the one that I did. Now we're both working on some solution sketches to refine our ideas.
Impressive. It seems like Team Winda has come a long way.
For sure, and good job, team. Now let's check into Team Bravin to see what they're working on. Hello, Brad and Kevin. How are you guys doing?
Hi. So we just finished the planning, mapping, and sketching phases, and now we're moving on to storyboarding on what to build. So as you can see here, we voted on the ideas that we want to move forward with, and Kevin can show you the progress with the storyboard.
Okay, let me pull it up. Because we don't have much time left, creating scenes of how we envision people will use our app will help us split up the work. First, we have Amy, an average Jane who just got off work, is starving, and wants dinner really badly. Then she pulls out the app and looks for nearby restaurants to look for some cheap eats before the restaurants close.
This is an excellent idea, and I can really start to see it coming to reality. So thanks for sharing. Great work and good luck.
Let's pause for a second and ask the audience who they think will come out victorious between Team Winda and Bravin. We have set up a separate live voting, separate from the community voting for this. You can go here and tell us who you think will win.
So it looks like the two teams will still have a lot of work to do. So let's head back to Leah and Janice to check out some of the student works.
All right. Thanks, Ronald. Thanks, Kitty. Well, here are the rest of the teams who are waiting to present, right? I think they're ready, right? Anyway, take it away, Janice.
Okay, the next batch of students are mentored by Catherine, Brad, and Colin from Orange Juice. I'm getting a little thirsty, so let me grab myself an orange juice while you check them out.
Close your eyes. Isn't it dark? That's how your future will be.
I care only because you care.
Be the change you wish to see.
Okay, Team Soda, you're up. And the next team on deck is the Magic School Bus Dropouts. Okay, so Team Soda is composed of students from Rockridge and West Vancouver. Here we have Ali, Anthony, Kurosh, Tamara, and Elise. Hey team, I have an idea. Grab yourself some soda and let's make a toast to your hard work.
Growing up can be scary. A big part of that scare comes from the added pressure of having to suddenly take full responsibility for managing your finances. When we were researching for a topic that fits under MEGA, we found that 55% of younger adults between the ages of 18 to 34 said that they were suffering from financial-related anxiety, and 63% said that they were suffering from financial stress. It didn't take long to find a common reason behind all these financial-related issues. A study done in 2019 by Ferna revealed that less than 17% of people in the same age group of 18 to 34 were considered financially literate, meaning that 4 in 5 people failed to answer even the simplest of money-related questions, yet are still expected by those around them to manage their finances alone. So it wasn't hard to draw a clear connection between financial literacy and financial stress. We believe we can make a change for the better here. That's why we're introducing our new app, Spend. Through Spend, we set out to alleviate people's financial stress and anxiety by making it as simple as possible to track your spending. We've included all the features you need to track your finances. You can add new transactions, sort through and modify your past transactions. And you can see a basic overview of your general spending, including a breakdown of your monthly expenses and a few statistics. Let's go through a quick sample scenario. Say I just went to Costco and bought some groceries. How do I go about recording that? It's simple. Just click the plus button, and that brings up the Add Transactions page. From there, simply input the value of the expense, choose this category. Accidentally made a mistake, that's fine. You can always go back and modify any part of the transaction. On the transactions page, you can modify your account balance and sort through your past transactions, applying a filter if you want to. design perspective, we wanted to make our app feel easy to use, so we opted for a cleaner look. A simple light color scheme, rounded corners, minimal shadows, and a clear design hierarchy. Also that the user feels more comfortable navigating our app. One thing, however, providing users with a simple finance tracking tool wasn't our goal. Our goal was to make people's lives better by reducing their financial stress. Giving them the tool won't fix that issue, but teaching them and providing them with information will. And that's why we have an emphasis on learning throughout our app. We didn't want it to be tucked away behind so many tabs. Rather, we wanted it to be right there, so that whenever you open the app, you hopefully learn something new. You can learn something everywhere. Even when you first open the app, you're greeted by a slider, giving you the word of the day and a few recommended articles. Under your spending overview page, you're also shown an insight, giving you a recommendation on what you can improve on. We have a constantly updating list of articles that you can browse through on the education page. All articles also come with a video if you prefer visuals. You can look for an article by its category, or you can even search for a specific article or word that you would like to read up on. And you can also browse the glossary page if you're looking to improve your financial vocabulary. To make Earth great again, we wanted to help people feel more comfortable in their lives by alleviating their stress and anxiety. Through the creation of our app, Spend, we believe that we can do that. Thank you.
I should definitely get this app and set some financial goals. I may or may not have spent too much this month. What about you, Cassie? Or Casey?
Yeah, before I ask any questions, I want to say I was impressed by the design of the app, how you guys use color coding, iconography, and all the data visualization tools. I think that was impressive and definitely make your design stand out from the other team. So I really want to give you applause for that before I ask any questions. Yeah, and then so you draw a very clear connection from the problem and your solution, where you think learning more financial knowledge, especially financial literacy, can reduce people's financial stress. And you are teaching people that in your app. That is great. So my question is, because financial knowledge and literacy are pretty boring and technical in a sense, right? So how do you encourage or motivate people to learn these sort of boring knowledge?
I guess like the whole idea was that we wanted to like tell people and just show them that knowing this, like having this knowledge just makes their life easier in general. So I guess it kind of like motivates themselves, and by using, we'll try to include like visuals and like bright colors just to get them like more engaged, I guess, by reading it, like when they're actually reading the information. And then, yeah, they just like, I guess they just need to motivate themselves, and we're just giving them the tools and showing them how this could help them.
Okay.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask? Or does the team want to elaborate? Yeah, go ahead.
I'll leave the room for any questions that other judges might have.
I got a question. What do you like about financial terminologies yourself?
Yes, me, myself.
Both of you. How about?
I guess I don't know. I just always had like an interest in like finance. I guess it's also part of what motivated me to make the app, just in general. Crush. Say anything.
Yeah. What's interesting about finance to you?
To me, I don't know. I guess I started like playing around with stocks like a couple of years back. My uncle was into stocks, and I guess that just like got me into it. After watching a couple of movies as well, it just made me interested.
Okay. Perhaps those are some good ideas that you have. That could be a feature in the future.
Impressive, Ali. So you're going to be a multi-millionaire in the next few years or so?
Hopefully.
I got another question here. So you talked about finance-related stress. My question for you is, how does your solution help directly to deal with that finance-related stress?
I guess it's kind of like reducing the worries that you have because most of the time, if you don't have something, if you're not tracking if you don't have an app to track your finances, or you're not tracking in some way, or you don't know the right information, then you kind of always just have this worry in the back of your mind that I don't know enough about this, or it's I don't know what I should be doing in terms of my finances. So I guess our app is just trying to help you, like guide you in a direction that I guess this is what you should be doing. And we even have like insights to give you some advice on your spending. So if you're spending too much on this area, it's like pointing you to the direction, like saying that, hey, you should probably work on this area. And then the educational aspect just like teaches you, I don't know, if you just like need we have different articles, I guess, that teach you about how to save, how to budget and stuff like that. And we're always adding more. So let's say you don't really know how to save, or then this like app should hopefully help you with that.
Thank you.
On what Ali said, it's basically like what he said about like when you have like the worry about at the back of your head. Like some people, they just don't really pay attention to that. And once they actually do see that there's a problem, it's like too late for them. I think that this app really helps with that.
See, so I think we have time for one more small question.
I have a question. This is a really well-designed app. I really like it. I think you guys really thought about the design. And so I see it addresses, there's two motifs, right? There's the motif of spend. And then at the end, you flip it to financial literacy. And I think that's what really... No, there's a lot of apps out there that track spending, but yours is a little bit unique because you have that financial literacy aspect. And I think the market for that is huge. I noticed in your examples for that, and I think both of you are very interested in finance. And I see you have cryptocurrencies, in there as well, Bitcoin, all the different financial literacy. So that's really, I see a lot of potential in that app. And so congratulations. This is really impressive. I have a question for you. What kind of search tools did you use? So for example, if people want to learn more about bonds, or I saw a form T220, do you have in the back end some kind of APIs? And what maybe do you want to share more about what kind of tools do you use for searching?
For searching, I guess, our original plan was to put it all in like a database, like the articles and words. But then I guess we kind of got stressed for time, so we just shoved it all in like a text file. So for now, it's not the best solution. But right now, it's just filtering through all your category, like the names of the different categories. So if you type in taxes, it brings up all the article of taxes, or it also searches by like the name as well. So if it's like you write T40, then it'll bring up the. Okay, so it's your own search engine that you use. Yeah, that's our own search engine.
Okay, good stuff. Thanks.
Awesome.
It's really good. It's a really good app.
Yeah, definitely. So I think you guys should really get it released soon. Even I work at a fintech company. I don't know all my fintech languages, so I'll really need some help from your app. But anyway, now we have Team the Magic School Bus Dropouts. You're up next, and the next team to go on deck is Team Stiff. The Magic School Bus Dropouts consist of Anita, Eva, Basil, Isabella, and Jaden, who all ended up going to Sentinel. According to my research, your team had really good chemistry working together. Did you learn that from Miss Frizzle? She said that you left her for Game of Apps, but let's see what ex-Miss Frizzle students can do.
Hey, how are you doing? We haven't talked in a while. Is everything okay?
Yeah, everything's fine. Don't worry about it.
You already have so much on your plate, I wouldn't want to add to it.
Well, if you ever need someone to talk to about what's going on in your life, you could always come to me.
Don't worry about it. Everything's fine.
Look, I know something's bothering you, but I understand if you don't want to talk about it. There's this app called Memento. I found it when I myself was going through a hard time. Here, check it out. It's a mental wellness and e-journaling app to help people alleviate stress and achieve better mental health by making it safe and easy to write down anything they want. It also helps by easing the hassle of organizing your writing, which I need a lot of help with.
Oh, really? That sounds pretty cool, actually. Can you show me how it works?
Yeah, sure, of course. So in the beginning, the app will bring you to this page where you'll see the same name, Memento. After a few seconds, it'll bring you into a place where you can confirm your mood and play along with little faces on the screen.
Aw, the faces are so cute.
After this, your mood will be put into a mood tracker, which is basically this place where your moods are organized in a timely manner. You could always look back and see your progress. Later, you can finally start writing. It could be as important as whatever you're dealing with right now, or maybe even as simple as a grocery list. The possibilities are endless.
Oh, that's so cool. So all the things that I write automatically become saved, or do they just disappear?
That's actually a really good question. When we move on, you'll see that not only are your past journals saved, but there's also a goals page you can write in, your mood tracker that we've talked about a little bit before, and if you're lazy like me and just want to go home, there's a button for that too.
Oh, nice.
If you click on the mood tracker, it'll bring you to this page where there's a bunch of folders and you can decide which year to click from. Then it'll bring you to the months notes and you can decide from then on specific days when you want to use this app and to see which moods you have chosen.
Awesome. It keeps a record of how I'm doing.
If you go through your past journals, it'll bring you to a folder where all the years are stated, and then once you click one of those, it'll bring you to the months, which will basically then lead you to your mood tracker. After, it'll bring you to a specific day period of when you probably have written, and after that, you'll see all the stuff you've ever written beforehand.
Great.
If you click the goals page, it'll bring you to the page where it will introduce the idea of setting goals to ease you into the concept, and then you'll start writing some goals. It would be as small goals like drinking more water or as big as exercising twice a week. Once that's done, it'll confirm that you've set the goals. At any point in time, you can go and click the complete button to show that you've accomplished them, or you can always just come back to them and edit them later. Finally, if you click on the home page button, it'll bring you back to the start.
This is actually kind of perfect because I'm not really used to expressing my issues and problems I face every day with people, but this is really helpful because now I can just write down my thoughts and how I feel without any fear of judgment or stress. I can also just write down some goals like maybe I'll finally finish that project that I've been procrastinating on. Also, the animals are adorable. Thank you. If you ever find a super nice and cool app like this, send it my way.
Honestly, I feel the same way with this app. But if you're gonna put credit where it's due, Team 28 were the ones that did this from Game of Apps, actually. And they couldn't have done it without their mentors.
Well, team, I may be feeling down, maybe because I'm overspending, or maybe I have other serious crises. Well, let me write it in my journal while you answer Calvin's question.
Great app. This is really great. You know, when I was younger, my sister used to write journals, and then one time I discovered her journal, and then she got really mad at me. And now we're moving things online, right? So the question in everyone's mind, or at least I think a lot of people are talking about, is privacy. Right, so privacy. So in that light, have you guys thought about privacy in your design, and what kind of security protocols have you thought about implementing to avoid, exposing people's secrets to the outside world?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So it's an app on your phone,
So like all other apps, you would need like your phone password, etc., to log in. We didn't really implement anything into the design itself. That's maybe something for us to consider next time. But yeah, it's like if there's someone who has access to like your phone's password, they could access it. But I imagine like I can only speak for myself, but I don't personally share my phone password around a lot. And I think that's kind of like the built-in protection that's in like your phone.
Okay, good. So it doesn't go outside to an external server at all. Like this data stays local to your phone, right?
Yeah, it's stored online.
Oh, okay. Okay. Good stuff. Thanks.
Okay, I think we can open it to other judges as well. Does anyone have any thoughts on this journaling app?
Yeah. So I can ask a question. Maybe it's that, so journaling dealing with mental issues, does journaling help with every single mental stress or issues, or is it for a specific one? And how effective is it?
Well, for myself, I usually journal, and it helps a lot when I'm under, for example, if I've had like a stressful day and I've had a lot on my mind, it's good to like get the stuff off your mind so you're a little like calmer for like when you go to sleep or for the next day. I know a lot of people are stressed because they've got a lot of things to do. So I think it works with any mental health issues because in general, it's nice to like talk to someone. And if you don't have someone to talk to, or if you don't want to open up, you could, write it down, and it helps a lot for most people.
Yeah, and it can also motivate you to become like better in the future because you can look back on what you wrote and like compare yourself maybe to your past and see if you've done any better, or is there anything that you want to work on?
Mm-hmm.
I have a follow-up on that. So how would someone actually be able to track whether they've done better on it, like when they look back? Is there a way that you provide like some kind of, I guess, some kind of indications that because they've journaled that they have done better in their stress or mental issue management?
Yeah, so I think there's like several things in the app that can help, but one of them that I think stands out more is the mood tracker part. So when you first start off the app, there's like a little questionnaire like, how do you feel today? And then you have an options of like really good or not so good. And the app will track all of that for you. So let's say in like a year's time, you can look back and say that, oh yeah, I had like a really bad month, because you can see like every day you answered, let's say, oh, I'm not feeling very well. But maybe you've moved on from that and you can see that your overall mood has improved. So I think that's one way that it can help you track.
If I can add a follow-up question on that, I'm wondering, it's very good journaling app, and then it seems like the user interact with their self and their mood a lot in this app by writing them down. So my question is, will journaling always help them to improve their mood? Or sometimes, would I be even like having a worse mood after I write things down because I realize how worse my situation is? So is it possible for this journaling process to create a negative cycle of the users where they're feeling sad and they start writing, and therefore they're having more sadness after they wrote, and then they write more? So how would you prevent this negative cycles happens through your design?
Well, it was near the end where we sort of decided to plan something where we added some, I don't know, animal photos or anything that the user might like to help cheer them up. So, if they're sad, they can look at the animal photos and be like, oh, hey, that's cute. And we unfortunately ran out of time, but if we had more time, we definitely would have added something that could stop that cycle of becoming more sad the more you write. And yeah, usually when you're journaling, you don't just journal and then just don't think about it. Obviously, you think about it more, but there are other things that could also distract you that you go to. And I don't know, look at dog photos, keep dog photos. Those things make me happy.
Yeah. And maybe sometimes you can get stuck in a vicious cycle of like negative emotions, but I think it might be worse to just actually hold it all in and not write it down or talk to anyone about it. So yeah, that's a good question. I haven't considered that before. And I think if we have more time, we could implement more designs to help with that. But right now it's more of just releasing it all and alleviating any stress that you have.
While we're on the topic, I think, Casey, sorry for jumping in there, but I think that's a really interesting point. If you guys are looking for journaling within a mental health context specifically, there's specific types of journaling for specific contexts. Gratitude journaling comes to mind as the first kind. So maybe, you know, researching that a bit and trying to get a bit more specific might solve that.
Yeah, so I'm going to actually wrap it up here. Thank you, everyone. This was another very good discussion. But to end on a positive note, this month is Mental Awareness Month, so be mindful of that. And now we'll have the next team mentored by a girl power group, which consists of Annie and Linda from Lime Time. Go, go, go!
If you're going through hell, keep going.
Knowledge is power.
Okay, Team Stiff, you're on. And Team Vancouver Islanders, please go on deck. Team Stiff is a mixed collection from Gladstone, Heritage Christian, Steveston, London, and one who's homeschooled. Not sure why Adrian, Josh, Mackenzie, Mason, and Shane are feeling so stiff. Come on, stretch it out. Loosen up a bit while we watch your presentation.
Anxiety, loneliness, feeling left out, these are all emotions that students feel. This is especially true for youth immigrants who do not know how to communicate very well with their peers. Taking from my experience, finding a community to lean on proved to be difficult and time-consuming, since I knew nowhere to start that process. To be in a new culture means to be in an unfamiliar place with not as many people to talk to. However, my experience may be unique. How do we know this is a problem? To validate this problem, we asked 7 other youth immigrants, and we saw the same trend in each answer. They each had a problem with connecting to community and society. This is the reason why we created Urban Experience. We believe that once a person is connected to someone with a familiar culture, they feel more accepted. With our app, we present the missing piece to the puzzle, which enables them to be connected. The homepage of the app lists other youth immigrants, recommended based on language, culture, and personality. While other connecting apps put special emphasis on looks and likes, our app puts emphasis on things that are more important to youth immigrants: language, culture, and experience. Our matching algorithm compares the user's information with every other youth immigrant registered in the app and evaluates the score based on similarities. However, some categories have more emphasis than other using weights. Our matching algorithm does not neglect hobbies, like and other factors, but it puts less emphasis on those items because language, culture, and experience are more important for connections between youth immigrants. The blue checkmark indicates that the user has been an immigrant for an extended period of time. Here, a user can tap on the recommended youth immigrant and scroll through their profile. They now have 2 options: block or send a friend request. If the user blocks, the recommended youth immigrant will no longer appear in the suggested user list. Let us assume the user decides to send a friend request. Emily, our example, opens the app and she decides to accept. Both Emily and the new user are now friends. Moving on to the messaging page, where she can message this user. After a few messages, Emily decides she wants to call this user and get to know them better. To do this, they must both agree on a custom code and enter it after clicking the video icon. If Emily decides she wants to change something in her profile, all she needs to do is click on the edit profile icon. Here, she can change any info including her name, profile picture, and bio. Emily now knows that she has a community to rely on. She now feels more confident in her social skills and wants to help others like her when she first came here. All of this is fully functional with backend code. Without backend code, all these messages and profile data would be stored on one device only. Other devices would not be able to access the messages, profile, and recommended youth immigrants. In other words, without backend code, our app would just be pretty without a purpose. For the backend, we use Firebase, which is a cloud database provided by Google. Every piece of information is stored on the cloud database, meaning that it can be stored and can be accessed by anyone and everyone. All the messages, profile data, and friend connections live in the cloud. If you forgot your phone and want to log into Urban Experience on the same account, no problem. Everything can be stored in Firebase. Urban Experience, an app that connects youth immigrants together.
Well, there's some very stiff competition in this championship, but can you take the heat from Justin?
Yeah, would it be better if you use AWS instead of Firebase? Just kidding. My question has to do with a little bit of privacy and I guess security. And that is, you're dealing with obviously immigrants and youth who just got to the country trying to get adjusted to. And then there's a lot that, how do you ensure that this doesn't turn into some sort of a registry of foreigners that could potentially be used for nefarious means? Tough question, I know. Try to push you a little bit to see whether you can.
Hi, Justin. So our app uses an algorithm that connects youth immigrants with culture, traditions, and their languages and where they came from. And this helps them adjust better to the conditions in Canada. So our app decides to look at the user's profile and sees how they can better adjust and build a community in Canada. And this suits better to youth immigrants other than anyone who can just use our app.
Okay, maybe I'll rephrase my question a little bit. So basically right now your app has a giant database of who are foreigners, right? Especially young kids, right? These are a group of foreigners, it's a giant list. And that data can potentially be very sensitive. How do you ensure and safeguard their privacy?
Do you mean like security-wise?
Yeah. So if I suddenly, let's say, a terrible person, I'm a villain, I obtain this list, and I'm kind of xenophobic group, I could potentially use this list for very nefarious means, maybe harass people, especially youth in schools, very vulnerable. So how do you safeguard against that?
Okay, so there, after I heard your question, I had two options that they could do that. So the first one is they could spam them with messages, or they could use the profile information and use that for their own advantage or whatever. Yeah, and then so for the first one, the spam with messages, that's why you have the block function. So we do have the option that if you're not comfortable with the other person, you could remove them from your list and they won't be recommended anymore. As for the second one, you could also choose which information to reveal, so you don't have to fill every form. I mean, every field. I hope that answers it.
Yeah. Other judges, do you have any follow-up questions?
Yeah, so let's say I hack into the Firebase where your information is stored, and I'm a terrorist, and then I take that list and then I go into the dark web and I start selling it, right? So I think, how would you? I know it's a scenario, but it happens. So how would you safeguard that? Are you just going to use the Google protocols, or have you thought about are you compliant to certain privacy notices and all that kind of stuff? Yeah, I know it's a tough question, but it's an important one to ask in your design. Have you guys thought about that?
We actually didn't really think about that aspect yet. Didn't really come up, but I am not really sure if the information we have in there could be used because there's not really that sensitive information in your profile. Like the most sensitive would probably be location, I think. That could be it. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, there could be names, where you came from, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. So that, I mean, I'm just saying that could potentially be a target, for nefarious means, right? So it's very important that we take people's private information seriously and protect it as much as we can. So if you're putting your stuff on the cloud, then they do the security. Public cloud providers, they will provide security of the cloud, but not security on the cloud is up to the customer, right? So the customer, which is you, so if you're renting from Google Cloud, they can provide the security on the, maybe on that for the cloud, but the data itself, the onus is on you guys, right, to provide that security. So very important to think about that when you build an app like this.
Yeah.
Thanks for the feedback, Kelvin.
That would be good to learn.
Consider it.
Security.
Yeah. But great app. I mean, it's a great idea. But think about the security first and foremost, because you're dealing with people's data, right?
For sure.
Yeah. Good stuff.
All right, thank you. So seems like the two judges from Amazon really gave this team a very stiff experience. Hopefully, it didn't feel like they grilled you too much, and it scares me every time that there are words coming out from Justice Mode. But let's move on to the last team, and this is they're mentored by Yuki, Kitty, and Henry from Blue Yellow Remix. How much have they remixed their team? We will see now.
I know that I know nothing.
Do not wish for an easy life. Earn the power to endure it.
All right, before I introduce you all to the last team, just want to give you a friendly reminder that community voting will end after this presentation. So get them in and support your favorite team to the provincials. Okay, so Vancouver Islanders, as per their team name, are from Vancouver Island, and they all go to Claremont. So what is it like there now, Alex, Coco, Stamp, and Zachary? I could really use a sunbathing day on the island. Let me dream about it while we watch your presentation.
Many students don't want to do volunteering because they either don't have time or they don't know what to look for, or they don't have time and they are lying. Anyway, for those people who are struggling and trying to find one, Volunteer got you covered. Volunteer is a local community volunteering app that centralizes all the volunteer activities information and lets its users discover and engage in an opportunity that match their skill of interest, as well as gaining experience from it. Here's an example. Let's say I'm looking for a volunteer opportunity that is related to a sport. I can look at the map to see if there are any nearby me, or I could select a sport category and it will list out all the sport related opportunity. Then I can click one of these tabs to see what is it about. This one is about a man who is asking for some people to be a goalkeeper for their game, it seems like. This one looks easy, so let's hit the join button. Here I have to fill up the basic information such as contact information and my name. Now we can hit the apply button and that's it. I have an opportunity now, and the only thing left to do is to wait till the day came. But what if I want to host one myself? In that case, at the bottom right of the screen, there's a button where I have to fill it all to be able to host one myself. Now then I can hit the create button and that's it. An opportunity is ready for other people to join. You can check your opportunity status through the notification page. Also, you will be notified whenever there's a new person join your opportunity. Together with volunteers, we can make Earth great again.
Okay, team, you better bring this app into reality once this pandemic thing is over. I'm going to volunteer every single person that is watching the stream today to get it after, so that we can all do some good social deeds, including you, Elise.
Elise, your mic is muted, I think.
Yes, sorry about that. It's the story of my life ever since the pandemic started. But I was going to say, I thought that the problem space was very interesting. And just from the amount of detail on the UI itself, I got the feeling that there was more research done maybe than the video showed. So I was wondering, aside from laziness, based on your research, anecdotal or otherwise, why do students or teens not volunteer? Do you guys have any more insights there?
Hi. So I can guess why some students they don't want to volunteer is that like they used to volunteer, but after they like keep growing up, they start to have less time as they take other priorities. Like such as some people may do work instead of doing volunteer, and they doesn't have enough time to do all those stuff.
Mm-hmm. And what features or parts of the app would you connect to? Like, so that's the problem, right? They're running out of time as they're growing up. What parts of the app would address that problem specifically?
What part of the like our app is a local community, so it's about connecting people together. So with this knowledge, we could like, for example, invite a lot of friends together, and then we can do all this volunteering stuff together as a friend, so we can enjoy it doing it at the same time.
Okay, that answers my question. Yeah, if anybody else on the panel has any questions.
I can go. So yeah, in the problem space of volunteering, why do you think this is the most important problem to solve, and how did you know?
For our research, we did try to research on this stuff, but most of them are like during the current event with the pandemic going on. So since we assume that after the pandemic, there's not much research that we can do, so we just kind of have to go from with our experience with volunteering.
I think it's
Okay, sorry.
Is kind of based on our experience because we're also graduating and we do need the volunteer hour. So I think it actually came up from us. And we also did some survey in the school about volunteering as well for the.
Okay, thank you.
So this is gonna be an interesting question, but if you can't answer, it's okay. I just want to know. So we're at an interesting time in COVID right now. The way we volunteer has changed a lot as well. We have a lot more virtual volunteers nowadays, and different platforms to help with volunteer in different ways. Have you, have you explored the other ways to volunteer nowadays than just being physically there?
I guess we haven't explored that part yet.
Mm-hmm. If you're going to move forward with this, I think that there's huge opportunities in that because there's like so many different ways to contribute to volunteering in today's society after COVID happened. That people can do it remotely across the world to volunteer. And there's no right answer right now. And it'll be really interesting moving forward and to see how different new innovative strategies comes out.
Mm-hmm. Can I add one more thing? While I was Coco still talking, I just kind of lost my sentence for a moment, but now I got the sentence I need to say. So one of our goals that we intend for this app is that instead of like, for example, like us, people who want to do volunteer to make like Earth be a better place for everyone, like we as a high school student, we don't have that massive fame or money to do all those stuff. So the best thing we can do is that we can help our local community or local area to be a better place. And as a smaller group of people start doing it together, we can do like a big thing. Yeah.
Cool. So are there any last questions from this last team going for today? I'll take silent as a no. So I'm going to thank all the teams and all the participants today. We've had a lot of incredible presentations, and I will give the mic back to Leah to wrap up the segment.
Thanks, Janice. All right, so this takes us to the end of the presentations for Division 1. Can you believe what the students managed to build? Amazing. All their apps were so good. But the real question is, can the mentors in the industry measure up to the students? We'll check in on how they're doing after a short 5-minute break. See you later. And we're back. Hey, Ronald. Hey, Kitty. Did you see the students' presentations?
Yes, we did. We completely underestimated how far they come along.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know what? If the students can amaze us, can Team Winda and Team Bravin amaze us? How are they doing?
Well, at least they have started coding. Before we check in with them, though, let's see who the audience thinks will emerge victorious.
So it looks like Team Bravin is taking the lead right now. And yeah, so it seems like the design are done on both teams, and those teams are just working on their final stretch. So let's see what they're up to.
Wow, they're really going at it. I think they're almost done. Let's hope they have something to show at the end of this hackathon.
Okay, well, time is almost up. 5, 4, 3,
okay.
2, 1.
Okay.
And you're done. Hands off the keyboards. I'm looking at you, Wilbur.
Can't wait to see what you all made. Let's start with team, let's see, Bravin.
All right. So here's what we came up with. It was really tough and it was really rushed, but Brad and I are really happy with what we came up with.
Okay, yeah. So the app idea is like a DoorDash, but instead of buying regular food, we're buying cheap food that needs to be thrown out from restaurants so that they don't need to waste it. Here's a quick demo. Here's a quick demo of Team Bravin's app for the topic of helping restaurants reduce surplus foods. Structurally, it works very similar to many food delivery app solutions out there. Implemented in our version is a quick select menu with way too many desserts, housed by a recycler view, and a search bar for other specific queries. The results of the search or suggestions are shown in another recycler view near the bottom of the home screen. Tapping on a restaurant will bring you to the restaurant's details, where you have the option to order whatever you please.
Awesome. That's really impressive. I can really see how this could save restaurants some money. Now let's switch over to Team Winda and see if they can beat that.
Okay, well, our app is basically the same, but we've added a surprise and you'll see.
I'm going to show you the amazing app that Linda and I have designed and created. But before we dive into the actual app, let us show you what amazing login system that we have created. Here, we need an email and password to get in. As you can expect, the email needs to be valid. A single A was not a valid username. The username needs to be an email. So A.A.A. Now that is arguably a valid email. Password needs to be at least 8 characters. You must make sure password is secure. Let's just give it password. Yeah, so before we go further, you'll see that if you try to log in, it cannot find the user because we have not signed up yet. So let's try signing up. I will come back to this later. Let's go back. So now that you've signed up, let's say you've already signed up and you try to sign up again with the same user. So I click sign up, it'll tell you, hey, the user already exists. Fantastic. Let's say the password is incorrect. Let's just say it's ASDF. You remember the password we have assigned to it, this password. It'll tell you it's an incorrect password. Fantastic. It's working as intended. Put back in password and log in. Works as expected. Now the next stage is showing you how the app works. And well, this is as far as we got for now. It is just a stock photo. Nothing works yet, but I promise you give us more time and we should not have spent that much time on the login page.
So, as you can see, it's not quite finished.
I only had 2 hours.
Yeah, so in those 2 hours, we made
a
really good looking login
page.
Wait, what?
I know what you're thinking. Justin said to never make login pages. But you know what? I would not trust someone who designs Amazon.com.
Oh man, I think I hear Justin screaming in the background.
What the heck, man?
Anyways, let's close it off and get back to the show to see who's the winner are. So thank you both mentor teams for participating in this hackathon. We really enjoy watching you struggled and see the design and dev process. So thank you.
More importantly, our audience got to see a glimpse of the process and techniques, and even some of the challenges that the students employed throughout the year. If you're watching this and you would like to know more about how the tech industry works and how we build tech products, pre-register now and join us next year for season 5.
What? Oh, okay. Sorry, hold on. Okay. I'm still a little bit confused, Team Winda, but you know what? I'll let it slide, I guess. Anyway, great job to both mentor teams, not you, Team Winda. Okay, I'm passing the mic back to Roland, who will now be doing a few announcements and announcing our winners for today. So don't go away just yet.
All right, great. Thanks, Leah, and thank you, team. So what a day. I'm so proud of what all the students have accomplished during these difficult times and learning how to work remotely. So before we announce the winners, I would like to inform you that we have a number of summer internship positions available. You can apply online. After you apply, we will have you go through the same process we have for hiring candidates. This includes interviews and take-home assignments. Similar to our program, our goal is to expose you to what you would experience in the real industry. So another exciting item is that pre-registration for season 5 is now open. Next season, we will be launching our middle years program. This is for students between grade 6 and grade 9. So students in grades 10 to 12 will remain in our regular Game of Apps program, but this new middle years program is for students from grade 6 to grade 9. So more details will follow, but please tell your younger siblings, your cousins, your friends about this, and they can also pre-register. So again, the summer internships, if you're interested, please apply on our website, gameofapps.org. All right, so students, it's been really great working you these past 8 months. We've seen you grow, we've seen you struggle. We've also seen you persevere and overcome many challenges. There's quite a few things that you've learned. You've learned how to code Java, how to write Android apps. You've learned how to design tools like Figma and different techniques like what we saw with the mini hackathon here with the 4 mentors. You've learned how to work in teams, how to work in a project. A lot of you said that time management was a very key thing that you've taken away out of this program. Learning how to plan ahead. Learning how to be dependable, because when you're working in a team and people are depending on you, you need to be able to carry your fair share of the work, right? And one of the important things that we hope that you've learned is the ability to earn trust. You have to earn the trust of the people you're working with so that you can work together with them. We also hope that you've learned to not be afraid to ask for help, to be self-aware, to know what your strengths and weaknesses are, and to know that you want to surround yourself with people who can complement your abilities. So it's a little bit bittersweet today. It's exciting, number one, that we've reached the end of this season's program. But number two, we know that we won't be meeting on Tuesdays anymore. So yeah, we're going to miss you. So I'm going to encourage you to please join again next year. Tell your friends about it. And we'd love to see you again next year. Those graduating from high school, we wish you all the best. But we want to keep in touch with you, just like we've kept in touch with many of our past alumni. Shortly, we will be inviting you to join our Game of Apps alumni Discord server. So please watch out for that invite. And then you'll be able to continue interacting with us as well as all the other Game of Apps alumni on that Discord server. So let's stay connected. I would love to see where you're at a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now. And who knows, by the time you graduate post-secondary, we might be working together in the industry. So one more thing. If you enjoyed the coding challenge series that we've had over the whole second semester, we will be continuing this throughout the summer. It's another way for us to stay in touch, but also a good way for you to continue exercising your coding skills. So please follow us on YouTube, like and subscribe, and you can be notified when a new challenge is posted. All right, so with all the announcements out of the way, let's see here. Do we have all the results tallied up? I think we do, right? Jeff, are you all set with that? Okay. All right. So the first set of winners we'll be announcing will be the individual awards. Okay. So first we have the outstanding designer. So outstanding designer will go to, drum roll, Maggie. Congratulations, Maggie. Maggie from New Westminster. You won the Outstanding Designer Award. So you've done really well. This award was chosen, selected by your mentors. So the mentor teams all, it was hard. We had to look at all the students, and there were a lot of very promising candidates. But Maggie, congratulations. You've been awarded the Outstanding Designer Award. All right. Yeah, those cute cows and the choice of the green color palette really calms me down. That was wonderful. We really loved it. Okay, the next individual award is for the Outstanding Developer. So the Outstanding Developer Award goes to, drum roll, all right, congratulations, Ali. Ali, you've demonstrated strong development skills by being able to complete a functional app full of features. And also, Ali, personally, I know that I've interacted with you a whole bunch. I've looked at your code. You've asked a lot of questions, and I must say that you have what it takes to be a strong developer. So I hope that you keep working at this, and we'll see you in the industry a few years from now. All right. The next individual award goes to the Outstanding Leader. The Outstanding Leader goes to, drum roll, all right, it goes to Michelle. Michelle from New Westminster Secondary. Congratulations, Michelle. As a returning Game of Apps student, you couldn't impress us more. Even though there were frictions at times, you still managed to pull through and get the team together. I know personally from talking to you, Michelle, that there were times where you were frustrated, and I'll tell you that's natural. Being a leader in a team, sometimes you will get frustrated because things don't go your way when you're depending on other people. But I think you've learned a lot and you've grown a lot this season. So congratulations, Michelle. Well-deserved award. All right. So the next award goes to the golden ticket winner. Golden ticket winner. So let me look at my results here. It looks really small, so I can't see it. The mentor sent me a screenshot, but a screenshot looks really small on the phone, so I can't read it. Do you guys have the name of the golden ticket award? Okay, all right. So thank you, Pavisha. Pavisha just texted to me. I'm sorry, I couldn't see your image. It was a bit small. All right, so we'll be giving away a golden ticket. This team won the most votes during our community voting and will automatically proceed to next week's provincial championships. And I must say, right when we closed the voting, the top three teams with the most votes were there was only 4 votes away from the number 1 and the number 3 team. So it was a pretty close votes. But Leah, do you have the golden ticket? Yes. Can we show the golden ticket, Jeff? All right. So the winner of the golden ticket award, and they will automatically go to the provincials next week, is, drum roll, Congratulations, Vancouver Islanders. Congratulations. All right, so awesome. Snap, Coco, and the rest of your team, you're the first team that have progressed to the provincial. So we will see you next week. Don't be late. All right. So now the moment we've all been waiting for, to announce the winners as selected by the judges. All right. So we will start off with the best designed app. So we're going to be announcing 3 teams: best designed, best developed, and overall app. Best overall app. All 3 of them will be progressing to the championships, and the winner of the best overall app will win a trophy for the regional championships. Actually, I don't think you see it, but that's the trophy right there. Is this long? All right, so the winner of the best overall app will be winning this trophy, and the trophy that you saw beside Leah, that'll be for the provincial championships. All right, so without further ado, let's get right into it. The best designed award goes to, drum roll. All right, congratulations. The best designed app goes to Team Stiff. Team Stiff. So Shane McKenzie and the rest of the team, congratulations. You'll be going to the provincials. I don't know if you were so a bit caught off guard with the tough questions that you got today. I think that's because you decided to implement Firebase, and we got 2 Amazon people on the judges. So yeah. I guess you can see how the industry works, right? All right. So next award goes to the best developed app. Okay, the best developed app goes to. All right, awesome. Team Soda, congratulations. You'll be progressing to the provincials next week. Team Soda, Ali and Kurosh and the rest of the team, congratulations. We'll see you next week. All right, so finally, the award we've been anticipating the most. Okay, this is for the best overall app. So team, the team that we announced here, after we announce that you've won, please rejoin the Zoom call, because Leah is going to talk to you and to do a post-show, just a very short interview, just to get your reaction. All right, so without further ado, the winner of the best overall app goes to, drum roll. All right, awesome. The mentor says saying instead of woo, that should be moo. Congratulations, Team InnoFuel. That's Jay, Angelica, and Maggie. Wow, that's awesome. So congratulations, you're progressing next week to the provincials. But leave the stream now and rejoin the Zoom call, because Leah will be talking to you in a few minutes. So this concludes the end of day 1 of Game of Apps Regional Championships. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow. Tomorrow we have Division 2. We've got another 10 teams, all from Richmond, who will be competing for their regional championships. And then next week, Saturday, we have the provincial championships that takes place at 1 p.m. All right, so thank you for joining us today. See you all tomorrow, and stay tuned. Leah's going to be talking to Team InnoFuel. I'll pass it back to you, Leah. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Roland. Woo! Congrats to all the teams. Congrats to all the winners, and to everyone. You all did a really great job. Hey, Team InnoFuel, do I have you on here? Okay, We're just waiting for the team to hop back on Zoom. So while we're at it, let me just introduce you to my background. So I have the Game of Apps trophy here. Someone will be winning this next Saturday, as Roland announced, at 1 p.m. We have a couple of teams going through. Okay, I'm just getting the signal that I think the teams are starting to join. Oh, wait, yep, I think I'm starting to see them. Awesome. Hey, Team InnoFuel, welcome back. Congrats on the win. Woo! Or wrong team, it's Moo. Okay, how are you all feeling right now?
Feel really great. Yeah. Especially this is two of our we've been here before, so it's finally nice to get a win.
Yay, congrats. I'm really excited for you. Do you have plans for on like how to prepare for the provincials next week? Oh, do you have any plans for how to prepare for the provincials next week?
Not exactly. We'll just sit back and watch the other competition.
Yeah, it's gonna be some stiff competition coming out of Richmond, so really excited. Awesome. Thank you, team. Thanks for the hard work. Thanks. Hard work really does show results. We've finally come to the close of day 1. We'll see you all back here tomorrow for the Richmond presentations. Also, congrats. This is a trophy that you all will be winning. Will be going home to. I think one of you, right, Roland? I'm not sure. New Westminster Secondary. This trophy will go home to New Westminster Secondary. So well done, Team InnoFuel, for bringing home the win. Okay, so I think that's it. I have nothing else. We'll see you all tomorrow for Division 2 for the Richmond presentations. Bye bye, everyone. Thanks, Team InnoFuel.